Matcha here. In the last video, I talked about writing and publishing my romance series under the name Diana Vale. In today's video, I'm going to talk about publishing the series, rapid release, and how I've been managing my time. I'm going to be covering four main areas in this video. Romance stories all follow a similar plot arc. If you want to know how exactly to plot a romance series, then I really recommend reading Romancing the Beat by Gwen something. Wait, have I seriously written Gwen something? Cool. Romancing the Beat really breaks down the plot points and the character beats that you need to hit when writing any kind of romance story. Obviously, you don't need to follow every single beat down to a T, but what you do need for any good romance story, two characters, both are interested in each other, something pulls them apart, either an external force or something internal, and eventually the two characters are able to resolve that and be together in the end. For my first book in my Kirk University series, Professor Valentine, the thing that pulls the main characters Cassie and Diego, her university lecturer, apart is that Diego is her university lecturer and he is also in his early 30s while she is 18. It's not technically illegal, especially because an 18-year-old in the UK is classed as an adult, but there's that social stigma. So that's very much an external obstacle, which is the social norms, as internally their feelings were there. In the second book, which is called Last Night, the main characters, Saskia and Malik, are both in their first year at uni studying law. The story starts with them both having hooked up the night before, hence Last Night. So shortly before Saskia and Malik hooked up, Malik was actually dating Saskia's friend Vera. Saskia is kind of wrestling with this guilt and she's very indecisive over the course of the story. She's kind of a pain, actually.
Why are you so stupid, woman?
That's more of an internal obstacle, her guilt and her indecisiveness, rather than something external keeping them apart. I do recommend writing a romance from a dual perspective, so from the perspective of the two characters rather than just the one, because this really helps with getting into both characters. It also just helps to make the story feel more fleshed out. Readers will usually want to see the perspectives of both characters and how they both kind of respond to each other and feel about each other. I decided to rapid release because if you are an indie author and you are publishing out books frequently, anywhere between one book per week or one book every 3 months, it is much faster to cultivate an audience because you are constantly pumping out work. This is especially true if you've written a series, because the books, and there's obviously two types of series. There's a series where the books follow on from each other, or there's a series where the books are all self-contained, so like my books can all be read as standalones, they don't have to be read in any order. Having a backlist is really essential for building a readership, which is why rapid release is so effective. It's a very effective way to quickly grow a backlist. Fellow authortuber Emily Bourne actually has an entire video all about rapid releasing. She talks about having a backlist, so if you want to look at more specifically on that after this video, I will link that below. In my last video, I actually mentioned that I initially wanted to rapid release a fantasy series and I switched to contemporary romance because I feel more at home in the contemporary genre. I should also mention before I continue that I have no other job. Writing is what I do full time and I am very lucky. I'm on benefits for health reasons, so I do have the time to fully dedicate myself to writing, which is amazing because this is my passion and it's what I've always wanted to do. I love it. The first novella, Professor Valentine, took me about a week to write, edit, redraft, and send to an editor. In terms of editors, I use editors on Fiverr. There's one lady that I specifically use who is really great. I didn't want to spend like hundreds of pounds. I did not send them to the woman who edited my other books because I also thought to myself, I spent hundreds and hundreds of pounds getting like around midnight and my other books edited and they're not really making me any money. Yeah, no, I'm not saying that the romance books are just total and utter crap. Like, they're edited. I edit them. I pay someone else to go through them. I spend roughly about between 20 and 30 pounds per book getting it edited, which is not very much. But the point is that people are reading them. And indie books, sorry to say this, but there are a lot of indie books out there which are very bad, very poorly edited, and they sell because especially if you're writing in a certain genre, like if you're writing steamy romance, or if you're writing maybe erotica, readers are going to be more interested in the story than the quality. I want to turn a profit, I do, and I don't think there's anything wrong in admitting that at all. That's what I'm doing for these books, that's what I've decided. The other books have all taken me about 1 to 2 weeks to write and get that first draft done. I released Professor Valentine, which is book 1, in February on Valentine's Day. Around the time that it came out, I was working on Last Night, which is book 2. So I was drafting that out with the intention to publish it in March. I finished the first draft of Last Night in late February, and then I started Cherry Kisses, the 3rd book, with the intention to publish that one in April. When I then finished my first draft of Cherry Kisses, I went back to Last Night. I edited it, read through it, sent it to my editor on Fiverr, and then started the 4th book. So in March, I started working on the 4th novella, which is Capture Us. And then when I finished the first draft of Capture Us, I went back to Cherry Kisses, read through it, edited it, sent it to my novella, and then started the 5th book. So that's kind of how I've been doing it. And the reason why I've been doing it like that is to make sure that I have enough books stacked up ahead of time. Get to like April and be like, oh shit, the 3rd book is meant to come out and it's not done. No, I'll always make sure that they're always done ahead of time. By the 3rd novella, I also had arcs available on Booksprout, ready to go out to anyone who wanted to read and review the book ahead of time. So there's a lot of prep and promo which is needed for this entire process. And again, this is because I'm able to dedicate my time to this because I don't have another job. I usually write roughly between 3,000 and 5,000 words per day. So if I wrote 4,000 words per day, that would be one 32,000 word novella done in 8 days. The daily word count does vary, so it usually takes me between 7 and 10 days to finish one novella. It wasn't like that for the first one because I did that very quickly, but the other ones after that, the subsequent ones, it roughly takes me up to 10 days to finish the whole story. In terms of how often I actually write, I recently decided to just constrict my actual writing to between Mondays and Fridays. So Monday to Friday is when I do all my writing. On the weekends, I usually do other kind of more admin-y stuff like checking my emails, editing my newsletters, going on Story Origin, scheduling posts on my Facebook group, scripting my YouTube videos. It sounds like a lot, but if you learn how to manage your time, it's very doable, I promise. I do have a diary, so it has, this is basically everything that I do in the week is all mapped out. Today, it's the 29th of April, it's the day I'm filming this. And I put start novella number 6 or shoot YouTube videos. So I decided to shoot my YouTube videos. And tomorrow I've got stuff like set my 4th novella. Okay, this week I cheated a little bit because I'm doing writing stuff on Thursday and Friday rather than on the weekend. But that's what I actually have planned on this weekend. I do have a life, by the way, so you know, I don't just work constantly. Time management is really important. And having this journal, I bought it, when did I buy it? October last year. Yeah, it's amazing. I got it from WH Smith for like 11 quid and it's fantastic. It has like, you know, your to-do and you can put in what you're going to do. And yeah, that is really helpful for me. Lastly, I'm going to discuss marketing. I don't use any social media apart from Facebook and obviously YouTube. So for book promo and book marketing, I rely mainly on newsletters. I do newsletter swaps via Story Origin with other authors. And I also use some other book promotion sites like Book Cave and Itsy Bitsy Book Bits. With the release of Cherry Kisses, the 3rd book in this, the 3rd romance book in the series, I actually made Professor Valentine free for 5 days. If your book is on Amazon Kindle Unlimited, then you can make it free for 5 days. So it's called a free book promotion. You can also do a Kindle countdown deal, but I think because mine are novellas, I think it was too short, so I could only do the free book promo, which is fine because that generated like over 1,000 downloads over the course of 5 days. I'll put the exact number somewhere. If your book is on Kindle Unlimited, then you can get paid via your Kindle page reads, which are the amount of pages that somebody reads your book on the Kindle. After doing the free book promo for Professor Valentine, my Kindle page reads have been pretty consistent. Ultimately, if you are rapid releasing a series in a popular genre, as long as you have a mailing list and you are sending out regular newsletters when you have new releases. As long as you have good covers and you're utilizing Amazon keywords and you're getting your books in less competitive Amazon categories. I have done Amazon ads in the past for my Zarina Matcha books. I paused all of them so I can kind of focus on monetizing my romance series, and because I'm getting these page reads and slow but steady sales, publishing frequently is great for the Amazon algorithm. They have this 30, 60, and 90-day cliff, meaning that if you publish books within that cliff, Amazon will boost it in their new releases. I hope this video was helpful. If you have any comments or questions regarding rapid releasing or rapid releasing a romance series, then please do ask me. And also, if you are an author and you yourself have rapid released, then let me know how that's been going for you. I would love to hear it. Yeah. Bye. Have a beautiful day.